All right, so it's been a minute, or 5 million ish. I don't know. I'm math. It's been 3 years since I've actually worked and focused on this. I've done some things in those 3 years, but some stuff happened in the world and in family life that had me, not working on this. Was working a lot of hours as well at work. But anyway, have not done anything with the Dune buggy for a bit, and it's time to get it done. My kids were little, or definitely littler for sure. When we started this, and they were helping design it, they helped design this thing and go through and do some stuff and have some footage of that, which I may show. And they're high school, middle school now, so I'm literally running out of time to get this thing done for them to be able to enjoy it, which was the whole purpose of doing this to begin with. Of course, for me as well, to be able to ride it around, but mostly for them. And that's legit. Like, I definitely just wanted them to experience what it was like to take something from nothing, make it, and then ride around and have fun with it. So just kind of wanted that to be a lesson for them, not something that a lot of people can do necessarily, or think that they could do is probably a better way to say that. But I just wanted to do that. And it's not done, so I haven't done that. And it's time to start focusing on this again. So, going to take you around the rig here, show you where we're at with different pieces, kind of explain some things. I'm not sure I got much on video prior. I got some stuff, like the initial design and build, but really didn't get some of the stuff that I've done in the last couple of years here and there. So, just going to capture all that, explain it all, and set a baseline for where it's at and start figuring out what to do from here. All right, let's just start with the front here. So, stuff. Let's see. Went ahead. These are Yamaha. I don't even remember at this point. Again, it's been 3 years, but I believe these are YFZs, YFC 450, something like that. Anyway, this is off of a Yamaha quad. Those two sides, and then I had to figure out the geometry, be able to make these brackets, get this in place, make these brackets, put a nice chunky bracket there, a couple brackets down at the bottom, just to kind of make it work. This thing right here is because when I welded this, I put it a little bit too far back, and instead of cutting it off, I almost cut it all off and redid it, and I went, nope. So this rod that goes through, this bolt that goes through to hold the upper A-arm, very long. So I just added some metal to this. I still have to clean that up, obviously, but added to that to make it work. Didn't want to reinvent the wheel. I'm really good about reinventing the wheel at times and cutting things out and redoing them to make them perfect. And really, that's just one of my flaws. So it doesn't need to be perfect to work. And that's one of the things that I'm working on now. So anyway, built some mounts for these springs. I need to reinforce these, fully weld them. You'll see here, I started putting some stuff in there. It's been a while, but do some work. One of the other things that has happened as I've done this is, because I don't do anything for a while and then I pick it up, my welds are not the greatest when I'm welding things up. So really have to practice that and work on it to get it into a much nicer form for sure. So you'll see some garbage welds here. They'll hold, but they're garbage as far as how they look, and not the best quality. So anyway, mounted the brake cylinder here and the brake master cylinder. Now this was from a Honda Pioneer, but it's meant to go in front of the pedal, and it would have been like way out here. So figured out how to reverse it and built a rod and just fabricated all this stuff from scratch. Used the lever that's used to push the plunger in here, and then everything else from here on out. And here's the other end. So that used to be that this is together. So I built everything in between here to make this work. Modified the pedal. You can see fabricated that, and you can see the brake works. So
I don't know if I have a video showing some of that. If I do, you'll see it. And this is just the mount for the gas pedal, which is somewhere. I'll have to find that. And have this steering rack mounted, and the tie rods kind of built using this. Still not sure this is gonna be the best way to do it, but I fabricated this. Really should have probably gone with something stronger here. Don't know how that's gonna hold up, to be honest with you. And by the time it's done, I might redo it. But it's there to work. It works. And then as we go through, you can see plenty strong, lots of bars. Mounted. This is Pioneer, again, Pioneer stuff. The drivetrain, I'm sure I mentioned in other videos, but the drivetrain and the rear end is all Pioneer 500, and the front Yamaha YFC something 450. So this steering wheel came off of the race car that I was building that I decided not to. I used a quick disconnect, used the steering components to get down to that, and it seems to work fine. And I mounted the emergency brake here. Just give you a little bit of a close up. Again, ugly welds, because this is something I did like, I want to do something. And it had been a while, so excuse the welds, but it'll work. So modify this bracket. Again, this was like off of a 500, Pioneer 500, and I just cut it all up to make it work for what I wanted. Out of the way, and it's there. I need to get the cable for that, which I thought I had, but I don't. The seats here, some welding's been done. A lot of finish welding on this thing to do. So I have it tacked in place, fabricated, tacked in place. So that's where we're at with that. You see, nothing here. That's where the engine goes. And the engine is, I have like half the pieces for the engine. So I need to figure that out. I need to figure out where it mounts. I need to put the cross member in here, to fabricate all that. So I have to figure that out. Rear end here for you. This is independent rear. Again, this is all Pioneer stuff. I have it in there. Differential. So basically, when the wheels move, it turns like a car. And the wheels are tires are actually have been sitting in the same spot for a while. So I'll just go ahead and do that. So have the springs. The springs are inboard, and that was because the geometry just wouldn't work based on what I was doing. So I moved them inboard. Have to, of course, finish weld all this up and close out the hole there. And you can see some fabrication here. I gotta, brace this, and just a lot of the, bracing and finish welding for what's here already. And this is, I have to figure this out. So I have the engine case and things like that. So I'm determining what I want to do with that. Ooh, look, lists, and 2 lists, because you do lots to do. Purpose, yes, that's important. I lacked that for a while, working on it. But for us need to be, Okay, so different lists of things that I need to go through and look at again, because it's been a while. The fun part about getting back into a project after 3 years is it's all brand new to you. The really awful part about getting into a project after it's sat for a while is it's all brand new to you. So some of the stuff I don't know. I got to figure out what I was thinking, then figure out if I want to change it, and hopefully it's less about changing it and more just about getting it done and making sure things work. And that's where we're at with the rig, and we'll try to keep you posted as we progress. But it's a lot of finish welding to do, and engine, something's got to go there that makes it go forward and backward, and then electronic stuff. there's some work to do.